Heidi ho, neighbor. We are back. It's We Need to Talk About This. This is episode 47 of We Need to Talk About This. I'm your host, Chuck Oliveris. You guys won't believe what I just did. So I was going to record this broadcast, and I went through it and did it once already, and went back to check it before I threw it up on YouTube and sent it out everywhere I send it when I do it. It's been a couple of weeks, but anyway, I did this whole thing and my microphone was not on. That is something that has happened to me before, and it's not cool. So, no. So now I got to do the whole thing over. I don't know. Maybe I'll be better at it. I was thinking before I went to start it again, going, oh man, I don't even know if it's still going to interest me anymore. When I do these things, I'm just kind of being creative from within myself, which is either sometimes really, really good or sometimes really, really bad. But here we are, episode 47. It's been a couple of weeks, over 2 weeks, I think, since the last episode of my podcast. I'm sure people were going, is Chuck still doing it? And it's like, yeah, I'm doing it. But we have the big move coming up to North Carolina and getting ready for that, and life, and finishing up with pretty much everything, tying up loose ends, getting ready to go. So there's been a lot. So this will be the last podcast from California. The next podcast, we will come to you from White Oak, North Carolina, hopefully right from my deck in the middle of 43 acres of woods. And that's where the next podcast will come from. And so anyway, I'll try and make sure to make that happen as soon as we can once we get out there. We'll talk more about the trip later, but it's been a little while since we've been on and done some fun stuff. And the categories that I've chosen for this podcast are, of course, hilarious memes, because I've seen a couple of them that cracked me up, kind of made me chuckle. So I thought I'd share those with you because they're always fun. And then a little segment I came up with called, Has This Ever Happened to You? Because we have things that happen to us in our life randomly, unknowingly, and then you think about it later and you're like, am I the only son of a bitch on this earth that something weird like this has happened to? So I've got a couple stories of my own for you, and I ask you, have you ever had these happen to you? We'll find out about that too, and then we'll talk about, of course, the big move out to North Carolina and where we're at with that. We've got about almost 8 days, I think it is, until we drive away from California. So that's not very long. So when we're done with this broadcast, I will pack this stuff up, all the equipment, and ship it out to our new home out there in the woods. And then we'll come to you with an all brand new podcast from North Carolina from then on out. So here we go, right? Cheers. So we haven't done this in a while. There's a few things I saw that made me laugh. Like I said, I thought I'd share with you. I didn't meme it. We used to have this little section on the podcast pretty regularly. Typically, I do it with my cousin Matto out of Sacramento. Either he's here or I go there, or we have him on a link. It's been a little bit. We'll catch up with him when we get settled in on the other end. But the I didn't meme it came up because there were some funny memes. I mean, there's so many of them out there, right? You see so many of them, but some of them just catch you a little differently, right? And I saw this one and I thought about it and I laughed because, so we all know the Dollar General stores, right? The yellow sign with the black writing, Dollar General, but they're always out in the middle of nowhere in obscure places, right? Empty lot, boom, Dollar General, right? So it's kind of crazy. And when I saw this meme, I kind of chuckled at it. But check this out. I thought this was funny. Look, it says, I found this in my backyard when I woke up this morning. Imagine you come out in your backyard and there's a Dollar General store right in your backyard, just randomly. Dude, they're always in some weird place, right? We have one down from us in a town called Wood Lake, and it's still kind of out and away from everything. But I've seen them like that before, but I just thought that was really, really funny. And then I was hanging out with a couple of girlfriends, and we were talking about how women go pee out in public, in the country, or if you're out, like us guys can go out by the tree and relieve ourselves or whatever. And then what women have to do that and stuff. And we were talking about it, and one of my girlfriends said, no, they have actually a real product now. And I think it's called the Shiwi. They call it the Shiwi. I'm going to show you what a Shiwi is. You guys, this is no bullshit. It's not AI. It's no fake crap. It's a real product. And here it is. Here's the Shiwi. 2 and 5 pieces. So you can see they're kind of shaped like little funnels, right? But the point is to allow a woman to be able to urinate out in public if the car's broke down or something like that, where she doesn't have to squat down and have her ass hang out, where she can stand like a man. And yeah, I know that. Yeah, see? Can you imagine going down the freeway? Guy standing next to the car, look on the other side, and there's this old lady doing the same thing. I know. It's a real thing. Look it up. Shiwi. Cousin Matto in Sacramento, this is your homework. Look up the Shiwi. That cracks me up. And of course, folks, if you're buying anything online or here, make sure it is USA made. There you go, right there. Yeah. Buy American. I would not mind having a pair of these briefs right here. Sorry, it cracked me up. I told you I was going to share the memes with you. So we have a little thing, me and my cousin Matto. Those of you that have watched the podcast before know that me and Matt, when we're together, are very crazy. He's much crazier than me. But he started this kind of trend on my podcast of the Mexican word of the day. It's always better when he's here to say it, read it, because he's got so much character about the way he does it. And I tried to, but I'm going to do my best with this one. So Cousin Matto sent me this a couple weeks ago. Hadn't done a podcast, like I said, in a little bit. So on this last one from California, let's go ahead and do the Mexican word of the day. And the Mexican word of the day is hatchet. I ate so many tacos. Hatchet my pants. It's so weak. I'm so weak. Matt should have done it. Mexican word of the day, hatchet. I ate so many tacos, I checked my pants. So that's the word of the day. I love those when he sends those to me. They're freaking hilarious. And then I saw this one with a little boy, and I thought, when I was a kid, I came from a very big family. And they'd kiss you hello and squeeze your cheek and this and that all the time, right? And I seen this one with this kid, and it says, old people at weddings always poke me and say, you're next. So I started doing the same thing to them at funerals. Look at the kid's face. All right? I think they should have got a tougher looking kid for that. Don't you think? That kid's all like, I wanted to see like tough kid, like a Matt Dillon type character or something. This one kills me because I've actually done this before. You know how you go to someone's house and you go to use their restroom, bunch of people there, and you use the restroom, you wash your hands, you go to grab the towel to dry your hands, and the towel rack falls off the wall, right? And you're like, oh shit, what the hell? And you try and, just get it back on there enough and hang the towel on it where, it's still in there. And then you go out and you want to, that whoever goes in there next is going to grab that towel and knock that thing off the wall and think that they broke the thing. So this meme is that all the way. And it's automatically exactly what I thought when I read this. Look at this. It says, when you break something and you fix it just enough so the next person uses it and thinks they broke it. Who hasn't done that? Everybody's done that. You touch something you're not supposed to, breaks a little bit, and you're like, ooh, I'll just put that back right there and get the fuck out of here. I've totally done that so many times in my life because I'm old and getting older by the second. So that one cracked me up. And then, of course, this is a classic meme for me because There was a time when we were kids, it was me and my two sisters, and my mother would make us each wash the dishes. We would revolve it, or what do you call it? A trade off, tonight it's you, tonight's her, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But everyone knows that feeling when you're a sibling and you're the one doing the dishes, and then the other sibling brings up another plate and throws it down while you're just almost to the end of what you're doing. So check this meme out right here and look at the Rock's face when somebody adds another plate to the sink while I'm washing the dishes. Can I tell you, I had that exact same face with my sisters. I definitely did. That was like a regular thing growing up. It's like if mom made one of us do it and you took another plate in there while that person was doing it, that's the look you would get right there. I used to do it to my sister. You bring another plate? Get the fuck out of here. It's just funny little things that you grow up with, right? So sometimes we come across these things and it's like, did you know? And it's something interesting about a celebrity or a person we all know. And recently, Cousin Mato, who sent me the Mexican word of the day, also sent me this interesting piece of archive on Frank Sinatra. And what it is Frank Sinatra had a request list of things that he required in his dressing room. So anywhere he went to perform, these things had to be in his dressing room. And I have to put my glasses on for you so I can read the list to you. So pretty interesting, old blue eyes. And here's his list. So let's go over it together. It says Frank Sinatra dressing room contents. Okay. Number 1, color TV with a second input for in-house pickup. Who knows what that meant? It's probably 1962, year I was born. Number 2, upright piano for the dressing room. Not so unusual, right? He's a singer. He probably practices with his piano player. A private telephone with a dedicated line. Okay. But here's the booze Frankie wanted in his dressing room. Absolute vodka, Jack Daniels, Chivas Regal, Cavassier, Beefeater's gin, white wine, and red wine. It's a lot of booze, guys. It's not all for him, though, because as you see the list goes down, he talks about requesting like 6 individual things. So it makes it sound like he's got like probably his entourage or the Rat Pack or something in there too. So let's see what else he wants. Assorted mixers like ginger ale, club soda, tonic water, 24 sodas, regular diet and Coke, a fruit bowl, a cheese tray including brie cheese with assorted cheese crackers. He wants 2 egg salad sandwiches, 2 chicken salad sandwiches. And then you see here where he scratched out that sandwich. I guess he didn't want tuna. Instead of tuna, give me the ham and cheese sandwich instead. I'm sick of the tuna. The tuna sucks. It's just weird, right? All those sandwiches, right? I mean, I guess other people are eating them too. Let's see what else he's got here. He's got oh, okay, this is weird to me, guys. Look at this. So this number here, 3 cans of Campbell's chicken and rice soup. Really, Frank? Really? I like the soup. Chicken and rice soup. Okay, you got all them sandwiches. I don't know, it just trips me out that they wanted, or he wanted that. 12 rolls of cherry lifesavers, 12 rolls of assorted lifesavers, 12 boxes of Luden's cough drops for his throat, obviously, cherry and honey. 1 bag of miniature Tootsie Rolls. Okay, he likes his candy. 1 bowl of pretzels and chips, salt and pepper, tea bags, honey, lemon, limes, sugar, sweet and low. 1 gallon of spring water for tea. 2 water glasses. No, 12 water glasses, 12 wine glasses, 6 rocks glasses, 8 to 10 ounces, please. 4 porcelain soup bowls with knife, fork, and spoon. 1 double burner hot plate. Tea kettle with spring water. A crock pot for soup with a ladle. A coffee pot. He wants a kitchen, right? 6 linen napkins. 6 white bath towels. 6 hand towels. What is that? 2 bars of Ivory soap. 6 boxes of Kleenex. 1 carton of Camels, no filter, and a bucket of ice. That's a lot of shit. Come on, Frankie. Imagine he's coming to play the arena and you're like, okay, see this list? Go out and get this shit and make sure you put it in there. You hear about stories about celebrities and the things they request and they want and stuff. When I worked for Warner Brothers Studios down in Hollywood for a couple of years, Warner Brothers had a plane. Celebrities could use the plane. They could request to use the plane and it'd get okay. And it was kept at the hangar out there in Burbank Airport. Anyway, I heard about Rod Stewart wanting to use the plane one night when I was working at the studio, and everybody was talking about it because he had a big list similar to this thing Sinatra's got here. And it was things he wanted on the plane. And weird things. Then it was obscure. It'd be like only green M&Ms, no blue, no yellow, just green M&Ms. Right? Weird stuff like that. All kinds of fruit, all kinds of just a bunch of requests for a bunch of different kinds of foods and stuff like that for this flight. And I think it was to Vegas. Well, when he came back, the whole story of the studio among the security staff was that he never touched any of it. So it kind of bothers me when a celebrity has all these requests and then they don't even touch it. What a waste of fucking money, right? Probably some really good shit because they're not going to give him crap, right? So I find that to be arrogant and unnecessary. But I'm pretty sure Frank ate all the sandwiches and had the soup and all that stuff. So Frankie, he always had an entourage. He needed a lot of food in his dressing room. I don't know. But that killed me when I read that. And then I thought about the Rod Stewart thing. If I was a famous person and I could have anything I wanted in my dressing room, I'd be like, I want those circus cookie animal cookies, the pink and white ones. I want those, probably like 3 bags of those and a bunch of Mr. Pibb or even extra Pibb. That's it. I'm simple. And maybe some rolling papers. I'm just saying, right? Because that's the best. I'd be simple like that. Everyone knows I love cookies. I take the cookies for sure. It's been a really long time since we've had any pop news, so let's do that. It's been a bit, hasn't it? In pop news this week, Mr. Tyler Perry is going to be doing something very interesting. He's directing a documentary, actually, on Donna Summer. So in my era, Donna Summer was the disco queen, is what she was labeled. You guys remember her from songs like Last Dance, Last Chance for Love. She had that, MacArthur Park, Bad Girls, Toot Toot Beat Beat. Lots and lots of stuff, but I was a huge fan of hers because she was really, really pretty, and I really dug her a lot. So I delved into her life a little bit I had to do a report for school, and I kind of did a thing on her and how she grew up in the church singing and stuff. But she was wonderful, and I saw her live at the Universal Amphitheater a couple times. Wonderful, wonderful show. She was talented. She did more than disco. She did some of the old school standards and had a whole set of other music and was really, really good. But this film I've been waiting for. I knew they were going to make a film about Donna Summer at some point. So it's interesting that Tyler Perry has taken this on. But look who's cast as Donna Summer. It's Kelly Rowland, of course, from Destiny's Child. And I remember thinking that one day when they make a movie about Donna Summer, who's going to play her? And I had not even thought about Kelly Rowland, but if you look at her, she looks exactly like her right there. I used to have all Donna's albums, and like I said, I had a lot of media stuff on her, and I knew a lot about her. But when I saw this picture, it was kind of uncanny because it looks exactly like her. So that's some pretty interesting pop news. I double checked this. This is not a fan-made poster or anything like that. This is actually in production, and I'm super excited to see it because I dug her a lot. So Disco Queen Donna Summer documentary coming from Tyler Perry. Check that out. If you want to watch a really whack movie that will freak you out and make you wonder why you watched it, but also you will be like, wow, that was the weirdest movie ever, but it was good. It's creepy, but it's good. It's on HBO right now, and the title of the movie is Bring Her Back. I'm not going to tell you any more about it. I'm just going to tell you We started to watch it at our friend Kevin and Samantha's house before we went to the concert for 3 days grace or 3 days grace. And we were watching it there and we're like, what is this? What is this? Came home and watched it. So I'm telling you guys, if you want to watch something really creepy, scary, and freaky and weird and baffling, it's called Bring Her Back. And it's on HBO. If you have the Hulu package with HBO like we have, that's how we got it. So check it out, some different stuff. And of course, there's always stuff that you just can't make up. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot. There's things that happen in your life, and you have to think to yourself sometimes, what the hell's going on? Why does this stuff happen to me? So this little segment I've come up with on this particular episode is 4 little stories. Sometimes I think of another one and add it for you, but it's under the category of, has this ever happened to you? Because these things I'm going to tell you about have happened to me. And when they happen to me, I know things like this have happened to some of you in your life. And you thought, I'm the only person this ever happens to. I've never heard of this happening to anyone else. Okay. I've set it up. My first story. And has this ever happened to you? I doubt it. Living up here in Three Rivers, I have to come up the hill around our lake to get into our town. Below us is another town called Visalia, and I used to work down there for 12 years. So every night I would come home in the dark, winter and summer, and come around the lake, and it's pitch black out there as you're going down the road. And sometimes I was coming home late. So I'm coming home one night, and I'm coming around the lake, and I'm in my Ford Bronco, and I have my window cracked because I'm a smoker, and I'm doing this, right? Well, the window was cracked like that because the weather was kind of okay. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, something comes through the window and hits my head, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, what in the hell was that, right? I'm totally freaking out, right? And I didn't know what it was. It hit it pretty good. It smacked it pretty hard, right? And it came through that crack, dude, and just slapped my bald ass head, right? So I was sitting there going, what was that? Yeah. And so I'm like freaked out. Something hit me, and I'm looking around. I don't see anything. I'm close to home anyway. I finally get into town. I make the ride. I get to my house and stuff. And I pull in the garage, and I told Dawn, I go, something smacked me inside of my head as I'm pulling in the driveway. And I opened my door to get out of my Ford Bronco. And I look down, and on the side of the seat is a dead bat. And I'm like, oh, God. I don't want to touch rodents. I don't want to touch bats. So I ask you, here we go. Has this ever happened to you? No, it's never happened to you. Why did it happen to me? I don't know. But that thing hit my head, and it was dead, and it was right on the floorboard next to the seat, and Dalton got it out for me or whatever. But I remember thinking, I did not think it was a bat. So talk about freaking out. And again, has this ever happened to you? I don't think so. You guys may have a story of something whack like that. And I'd love if you emailed it to me, because I need to know that this kind of shit doesn't just happen to me. Second story, same deal. I was up there, I worked at that mall 12 years. I had to drive up here into the mountains every night to come home for 12 years, 14 years actually. Second story, same deal, coming home late at night, sky is black as night, and I'm the only car out there. I'm driving my Bronco. I don't have the window down. I'm worried about bats now. I got that bat thing now. And I'm looking, I'm driving straight, and all of a sudden, out of the blackness of the darkness, coming right at my windshield, like from nowhere to right into my windshield, is this huge white owl. And it's like coming right at my windshield, dude. And it hits it. And when it hit the window, the impact of the owl on the window freaked me out. I literally went, because I thought it was going to be come right through the window and I'd have an owl in my face. I didn't see what happened to the owl. Obviously, it got thrown off to the side or something like that. But I swerved the truck and everything, and it was freaking out. And I'm like, what is the deal? Getting hit with bats through the crack of my window, and now this owl's trying to infiltrate my actual windshield. And it was a big white owl. And I remember thinking after that incident, has this ever happened to you? I don't think so. No. Who does this happen to? It happens to me. But it freaked me out really, really bad. And it's almost like it was a dream and it wasn't real because it was a big white owl. I don't know. It was like a nightmare. It was weird. Yeah. Well, I mean, what would you do? And has it happened to you? No. Okay. But have you ever hit a dog? No one wants to ever hit a dog, you guys, right? None of us want to ever hit a dog. That's like the worst, most horrible thing in the world that can happen to you, especially if you're an animal lover like we are, and our whole town are animal lovers, but we all have dogs. We love our dogs, but it happens, and it's horrible. And I remember one night, same thing, coming home around the lake, and I think it was raining that night, and it was pitch black, nobody on the road but me. And again, it was kind of like the owl thing where it came out of nowhere, but all of a sudden, two dogs are running directly at the front of my Bronco out of nowhere, out of the blackness. No time for me to go boom, boom. Of course, I hit the brakes when I saw them, but they were so close at that time coming out of the blackness that I hit them both, right? Bam. And my whole truck was like, what the fuck? And of course, I'm traumatized, right? Because I love animals. And I'm like, those were two dogs. I saw that few seconds to know that it was two dogs running directly toward the front of my car. And it was like this really, really horrible thing. So I had that experience, the bat thing and the owl thing, all while I've been living up here in the mountains, coming home around that goddamn lake. And again, I ask you, has that ever happened to you? I don't think so. I mean, I think people have hit things, possums, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know why these weird things happen. But here's the kicker. So I worked up here for a little while at a retreat before I was bartending. And I worked with a lady named Connie. And we all would go to work on the early shift up there at this retreat. We'd have to be there at like 5 a.m. sometimes. We worked in the kitchen. But she came from like a good ways away. She had a longer drive to work than the rest of us. But she's coming to work one day, I guess. And she got to the retreat. She came from a long way, right? She lives way out there somewhere, I forget. She got to the retreat. She backed her car in with her music blasting. Like she had it blasting all the way while she was driving to work because Connie listened to her music loud. And she was backed in, sitting there waiting for the rest of us to arrive to go to work together and clock in. Our friend Free arrives next, and she parks a little bit ahead of Connie's car. I'm pulling up at the same time. And my friend Jared is on the little golf cart coming from the facility up the hill to the other facility in the dark. It's 5 a.m., right? And Free notices something jammed into the front of Connie's spoiler in the front of her bumper. And it looks like a dog hanging out of there. Connie's in there jamming out to some Aerosmith or some shit. And Free goes up, knocks on the window, and she goes, what's in your bumper? And she goes, what do you mean what's in my bumper? And they both get out. And they realize that there's a pit bull lodged in the cavity of the front of the spoiler on her car. So she hit this dog at some point after she left her house to head to work. And probably because her music was blasting, she didn't feel the thump or whatever. I mean, how do you not feel that? I don't know. We gave her a lot of shit for that, but it was sad. She felt horrible. But in any case, the dog was lodged into the bumper. It did not look bloody. It wasn't yelping. It wasn't screaming. But I felt horrible. I thought, how far did she carry this dog lodged in that thing going 60 miles an hour? The dog must be so frightened. A beautiful white pit bull. And I believe it was a male. So I was kind of petting his head, and he wasn't being aggressive. He didn't seem to be hurting. but he was in there. You know what I mean? I'd look and be like, God, he's in there. And I kept trying to I wanted to try and just pull him out, but I was concerned that a leg might be mangled in there. She hit him going 60 and he lodged in there. I don't know what happened to him. So he's sitting there and I keep petting it and trying to nudge him out, get my arms behind his buttock, and pull him out and stuff. And everybody's freaking out, standing there watching me. And our little Jared, my friend, rolls up in the golf cart and we're like, Jared, look what happened. Connie hit a dog. It's lodged in the bumper. We're trying to get it out. And he's like, well, you got to kill it because we got work to do. And we got to make all that shit. Yeah. I'm like, no, bro, we're not killing the dog. It's 5 a.m. He actually said that. We gave him shit for that. We're like, whatever, Jared. You told us to kill the dog, you dumbass. Long story short, I finally was able to pull that dog out very slowly, because I didn't want to hurt it. And let me tell you, when that dog came out of the bumper, it popped out. It was not hurt. It was not injured. It just got lodged and it rode the ride from wherever the hell she came from. But when I got him out, you guys, he sat right next to me and he didn't move. And I just petted him and I went, oh my God, I got to take this dog home. I'm bonded to this dog now. I brought him home. We have a pit bull too. She doesn't like other dogs, loves humans, but not other dogs. And so anyway, it didn't work. She would not be friendly with it. So it was cute though. It was a great dog and we found a great home for it. But I remember asking Dalton, what are we going to call him? And he goes, hey, we should name him Bumper. And I thought, that's a great name. He got lodged in her bumper. We'll call him Bumper. So I really, really wish I could have kept that dog. Another interesting story though, right? It's so she didn't even feel that. But I just remember I've never seen anything like that. And I thought, that poor dog. So has that ever happened to you? I don't think so. My last story, and this is just one of those things, it's one of my oldest stories I always tell everyone because it's one of those things I said just happens to me. I'm at a bank teller in the heat of a summer night, and I have the window down, and I lean out to do my code and put in my teller card and whatnot, right? And I'm like, meh, 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 meh. Well, typically at those night tellers, they have a real glowing, either yellow or orange, kind of almost like a bug light thing, right? So that thing's lit up over the keyboard and I'm doing this thing. Well, my shirt in the back was lifted up. Can you see that? Like this. Like there was space here between my neck and the shirt while I was trying to do my card. So while I'm doing that, something flies down the back of my shirt onto my back and is flying around on my back under my shirt while I'm sitting in my car and it's going bzzz, and I'm like, I'm freaking out in the drive-thru, and I got a guy and a girlfriend behind me, and they're looking at me like I'm on fucking methamphetamine or something. So I'm freaking out. This thing's buzzing. It's crawling up and down my back or flying or something. It went down my shirt, and I put it in drive. I pulled forward real quick and let them get up to the teller and do what they need to do. And I jumped out of that fucking car and shook my shirt out and stuff. And dude, it was like a dragonfly, that big. Not typically afraid of dragonflies until it's in my shirt buzzing around my back. Yeah, I was freaking out. Scariest thing ever. And I'm sure I look like a crazy nut. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Again, I ask you, has this ever happened to you? I don't think so. So, yeah, those are just the things in life that we come upon. And like I said, I know you guys probably have some stories that you probably think, oh, no one, that's never happened to anyone before. And that's just kind of one of mine and stuff. So let's talk about the big trip coming up. We're 8 days away. We're pulling out of California this coming Friday morning and our next Friday morning. And the trip is basically a straight shot for us on Highway 40, straight across the United States. Went down to AAA the other day, booked the whole trip, booked the hotels. This is our trip here. You can see starting in California, ending over on the East Coast in White Oak, North Carolina, which is where the next podcast will come from in about 2.5 weeks out in the woods on 43 acres. So you can see there where the pins are. Those are the nights we're averaging, I think we said 8 or 9 hours a day driving. And then we will sleep and then do another 8, sleep, do another 8. So there's 4 hotels there. And that's kind of where we're landing. And this kind of tells you where we're going to be. So our first stop in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm actually familiar with Arizona. When I worked for Tower Records years ago, I had a couple stores in Tempe and Phoenix. I have a lot of friends out there. I love Arizona. I have not, however, been to Flagstaff. In fact, the only thing I know about Flagstaff is that Chevy Chase left Aunt Ellen there on the porch for his cousin in the movie Vacation. So, you remember that, Aunt Ellen? Yeah. Christmas. It wasn't Christmas Vacation. It was the regular Vacation. So from Flagstaff, we will end up at our next stop in Amarillo, Texas. I have not been to Amarillo. I have been to Dallas-Fort Worth, beautiful city. And Texas is a big-ass state. But we're going through the little part of it there on Highway 40, and we'll be coming into Amarillo and playing us some George Strait while we're doing it. From there, our next stop is in Little Rock, Arkansas. My cousin Nicole and her husband Andy live there with my cousin Alex and his wife and kids. So we're looking forward to maybe being able to meet up with them. I think they're about an hour away from the hotel that we're staying at in Little Rock. Our last stop on the entire trip before we get into our new home is going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. We're pretty excited about that. Never been there. Always wanted to go there. We may extend a day of our trip or a day at the hotel there in Nashville so we can go to Music Row before, we leave there and head into North Carolina. So it's kind of a cool road trip, kind of cool states too. I've been to some of those and they're nice states. So I'm excited about doing that. It's going to be a long haul. I think it's like 39 hours, but we're breaking it up. If you want to know exactly where we are, here's a map of it right here. You can take a quick look. There's a town called Fayetteville there above us, but our home is circled with that black ink pen there. It says White Oak. We will be in Bladen County. To the west of us is Charlotte. If you go north about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I believe it's Raleigh. And then, of course, the coastline is going to be down here toward the east. And it's not too far, a couple hours to the beach. White Oak, North Carolina, and really looking forward to that. And one of the things I was thinking the other day was I saw a meme thing, and it made me think about our move and just getting out onto 43 acres where no one else is. And I saw this meme that said, the older I get, the more I understand why people live in the woods and talk to squirrels. And it's like, yes. So, yeah, I want to do that. 39 hours to the entrance of our property. There it is there. It's got a gate there. You basically come off the highway there and you pull into that gate. And you drive and drive and drive and drive and drive. And our house is way back in there. So looking forward to that. One of the things about our town that's been so great where we live now after 14 years is we've become such family with everybody in the community and stuff. And they've just always, everyone up here takes care of everybody. It's a small town thing. And in a different way, because I've lived in other different small towns in Georgia years ago and things like that. But Three Rivers is very unique. Dalton said when we first moved here, I'm comfortable here. It's like the island of misfit toys. And I thought that kind of describes it. We've all got our shit, but we're all there for each other. And it's another family. Our whole town is another family aside from your real family. And it's just been that way for 14 years. So there's all these great people here. I want to do a shout out to my friend Courtney Tweedy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friend of mine. We met her late compared to how long we've been here, but I fell in love with her immediately upon being introduced to her and meeting her. And she came by today to bring us a little going away gift and stuff and see us, and we got a hug and stuff. So she's one of my favorite people. I just want to get a shout out to her. Thanks for bringing our gift. We love you, Courtney. You're beautiful. She knows I love her. She's my crush. And she's got a beautiful sister named Stephanie, and both of them just look like $1 million. So Courtney Tweedy, my girl. Thank you, love. Hey, I found something I think you guys are going to laugh at, and it's me. So when I first went to Hollywood, I got headshots, right? And I said, I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor. I'm going to get headshots. I'm going to get on a TV show. Blah, blah. So I went and got my first set of headshots. I've done a couple of them, as probably everybody has who ever moved to LA or Hollywood. But I did this one, and I had this guy out in Sherman Oaks or something do these headshots for me. And I found one on my phone, and I want to share it with you guys because I know you'll crack up. My cousin Matto makes fun of this picture, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But check this out. What do you think of that, huh? Look at me. What do you mean? I look good. I got the blonde tips, the suit jacket. I look like Crockett and Tubbs on Miami. What was it? Miami Vice. What do you mean? Don't I look the same? Hey, what's funny about this? My cousin Matt always goes, Chuck, you look like Guy Fieri, that cooking guy. Let's go get cheeseburgers. And today we're at the grill. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I kind of do look like Guy Fieri. Yeah. Time for a serious minute on the podcast. When I was talking about our town being like family, you learn to get really close with everybody. We've lost a couple friends in the years we've lived here, in a bad way, some of them. And I just really, really miss those people still. And it's weird because now that we're moving from here, it's like I will be taking all the memories of our friends here with us, and we'll never forget any of these people. Like I said, they're part of our family now. We'll stay in touch with most of them. And there was one kid that we became very close to, Gabe Treese, and we lost him a couple of years ago. But I found this picture in my phone and wanted to share it because it's a prime example of memories that are going with us that will never leave us. And Gabe Treese will never definitely leave our memories and our times with him. And there he is right there. Beautiful soul, beautiful guy. We miss him. We miss our friend Timmy Smith, who also passed a couple of years ago. So there's a lot of people, and there's a tight family thing here. And my point is, people like Timmy and Gabe there, those guys go with us with everything we've done here and experienced and stuff. So it's a special place. We're very excited for the big trip. I know there hadn't been a podcast in a while. I'll get back to you guys in like 2.5 weeks, and we'll be out in the woods, and we'll do a whole brand new podcast in a whole new place, a whole new home, and we'll have some more fun. For now, this is episode 47. I'm Chuck Oliveris, your host, and we will talk from North Carolina. Have a great week, everybody.